In the last class, we have understood something about the time value of money. In that particular concept, we understood that the value of the money differs from time to time. That is, the value of the money which you have in your hand is much higher than the money which you are going to receive tomorrow. And that is reason actually. We need to understand how much we are going to get later when we are investing some money, or we may be also interested in understanding what will be the present value of the money which you are going to receive at a later date. For this purpose, usually we will be understanding, will be computing two things. One is the future value of money and the other one is the present value of money. Before going into those concepts, one need to understand very important concept which is called the time scale. Why this particular time scale? What is this particular time scale which I am talking about? This particular time scale will help us do the problems very easily or understand the concept of the time value very easily. Usually, you are going to invest money now for which you are going to get some returns later. So, when will be the outflows? When will be the inflows? We usually put them on a time scale to make us clear how many periods are there after which you will be getting certain cash inflows. For that particular purpose, we usually draw this particular time scale. How it is going to be drawn? Usually, we are going to draw a line and there are going to be different periods. It may be 1 month, it may be 2 months, or it may be 6 months, or 1 year. The gap between these particular things can be anything, any period. The size of the period differs from one problem to the other problem. It can be 1 day, it can be 1 month, it can be half year, or it can be a year. And this is the time that is we call as zero time period. First period, second period, third period, the fourth period, end of the fourth period, and the fifth period, end of the fifth period. Then, at this time, you might have invested 100 rupees. So, we are going to put the cash inflows or the cash inflows or the cash outflows which are going to be going out or coming in. Usually the cash outflows are going to be depicted in terms of minus sign. So let us take an example wherein I am investing rupees 100. So I am going to write minus 100. It may be in dollars, it may be in rupees. We can also mention that particular thing. Then, whenever the inflows are going to come, when they are going to come in, that we like to know. Supposing that somebody is investing 100 rupees now, and he will, and this particular money has been invested for 5 long years. So 1 year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. At the end of the 5th year, he likes to know how much money he will be receiving at the end of the 5th year. So, what will be the future value of the money he is going to receive at this particular period? So, by drawing this particular time scale, will be very much clear when money is going out, when money is coming in, so that we'll be able to exactly calculate how much will be your future value. Sometimes there might be possibility that in a recurring deposit, you might be investing not only here, but I may be investing 100 rupees here also. I may be investing 100 rupees here also. I might be putting 100 rupees here also. I might be putting 100 rupees here also. I might be putting 100 rupees on this particular date also. And I like to know what will be the amount as on this particular date given a particular percentage. Usually when you are investing, you are going to invest for a particular period and also for a particular interest rate. Usually we are going to put the interest here. Supposing that SBI is currently paying 6% and I am investing 100 rupees every year for 6 times, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I like to know how much money I am going to receive at this particular point of time if the interest rate is going to be 6%. So I am going to put the interest component here. So this is how a time scale will be written, wherein on the top I am going to put the periods. At the bottom I'll put the cash inflows or the cash outflows which are going to happen. Sometimes there is a possibility that somebody might be taking a loan. Instead of investing 100 rupees, he may ask a banker to return certain amount. Say, instead of investing 100 in this particular month, in this particular year, he has removed certain percentage of money from a banker, from the bank. Now, in the first year he has invested 100, second year he has invested 100, third year he has invested 100. There is a cash outflow of 100, 100, 100, 100. But in the fourth year, he has taken a loan of 100 from that particular amount. So there is a cash inflow. So cash inflows usually will be depicted through a positive sign. So there is a minus, there is a minus, there is minus figure, there is a plus figure, which we call as inflows. Then there is a minus figure, then there is a minus figure. And at the end of the period, I like to know how much money I am going to receive if this particular monies are invested at 6%. To understand this particular thing, we need to understand something called the future value concept, which I am going to deal in the next class. Thank you.